So in 2010, Vancouver had the pleasure of having the Winter Olympics, and my husband and I, we aren't a big fan of crowds, so we had chosen ahead of time to take 3 weeks off, and we wanted to travel to New Zealand because that is where my brother-in-law lives, and we wanted to be able to spend some time with him and his wife and to be able to travel the coastline of New Zealand. So we had saved up ahead of time. We'd actually spent a lot of money to earn Aeroplan points, and we had luckily scrambled to find 2 business class seats on the non-stop Vancouver to Auckland flight. So we were looking so forward to this trip, and it was going to be a trip of a lifetime essentially. And because we had business class seats, we had access to the lounge in Vancouver at the airport, and we got to sit in there and have a couple of pre-flight drinks, and we got to watch some of the qualifying sports events on TV, and then we boarded the flight. And it was fabulous. We were in the upstairs of the 747, and we had the beds that laid down. So it was an absolute fabulous trip. And we were about an hour and a half outside of Auckland, and the flight director came on board and made an announcement. He had a very somber sound in his voice, and my husband and I looked at each other and thought, something has happened. Because on a previous trip, we actually had a very tragic accident happen, and we thought, uh-oh, something has happened on this flight. And he came on and said, in the 25 years of working for the airlines, I've never had to make this announcement. And we looked at each other and thought, uh-oh. He announced they had run out of water. There was no water for breakfast, there was no water for the lavatories. So if you had to go and do your business, you had to stop at the cart that had all of the bottled beverages and take in a bottle to the lavatory with you. So that was quite an adventure on our kind of business class flight to Auckland, but other than that, that was the worst thing that happened on the flight, and we had a fabulous vacation, and I got to spend time with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, but we came home with a story to tell.
There you go.